Cabinet has approved a batch of legislation to allow for cash bail and plea bargains and to abolish preliminary inquiries. The Attorney General outlined how these changes will clear up the backlog in the court system, avoid delays, and bring swifter justice. He announced the introduction of these bills at this week's post-cabinet briefing at the Diplomatic Center. Reporter Melissa Dasrath filed this report.
Of the 2,240 persons in remand, half are charged with non-bailable offenses, such as murder. But the others who have been charged with lesser offenses and cannot access bail by a land deed will now have the option of cash or check. Attorney General Faris Arawi said this change to the judicial system can reduce overcrowding in the prisons.
Sometimes the amount is, let's say, $30,000 or $50,000 or $17,000, whatever the amount may be. That's usually taken on the back of a deed, which must have, as they call it, value on it. So in the event that somebody doesn't turn up for trial, that the court has access to the property in forfeiture, essentially. I'm putting it in very simple terms. What this allows is for the placement of cash or certified checks.
Legislation is also coming to do away with preliminary inquiries to ease the burden on the courts. Mr. Arawi explained that the former administration, through the passage of the Administration of Justice Preliminary Inquiry Act and Paper Committals Act, sought to phase it out.
What they did was to go through a route, which was an experiment in other Caribbean jurisdictions, of having a paper-based position and move it from one court to the other. What we propose and what is contained in this bill is that you completely abolish preliminary inquiries. You completely abolish it and you allow for the Director of Public Prosecutions to decide whether a matter is to be heard summarily or indictably.
Plea discussion and plea agreement legislation will allow for a plea bargain, thereby avoiding a full trial.
The system which we're bringing to Parliament now proposes that a plea bargaining process can begin even prior to a charge being offered. So the legal minds get involved in the equation even prior to the issuance of a charge.
These bills will be introduced in the Parliament in the near future. Melissa Dasrath for C News.